We're absolutely.
And here we are for Sunday. Of course, a nice Sunday that we have going on today. Decent card that we have, Keith, here today.
Yeah, good little card. I like it. You know, we're going to try to pick up and do a little bit better than what we did yesterday. But we had to come down a little bit off of last Friday and then come and the Sunday before. So yeah, that happens. But no, I do like the card today. Great Belmont yesterday, really good finish. It was the Action Andy Belmont, one of our good buddies. He absolutely annihilated the race in the late pick 5. So congrats, Action Andy. He was on Dornoch and the longer prices that followed. So that was good. So all in all, a fun day. We had some good performances yesterday. I want to touch upon real quick, Callie. How about that Rob Firster? Great Andre wins by 12.5 in hand, just drew away, impressive. Dr. Jeff, 95 buyer, initial buyer here for Kieran McGee. The blinkers went on. This guy just cruised up and got it done. I thought Circle Home looked good. Search Engine hanging on for dear life over aboard Damon's horse, Armando R. Really good finish there. Celtic Contender, good to see him back as well. For Hammy Smith, a good performance in that 8 other than going 3/4.
Of course, and before we wanted to touch and take a look at let's go ahead and take a look at the track and wanted to touch that. It is my mother's birthday. So happy birthday, Julie Francois. She's going to enjoy the day, and she kind of gets it all to herself. She's going to enjoy that, though. So, but clear skies here.
Awesome.
Track is fast, and the turf is very, very firm here, Keith.
Yeah, turf is firm. Main track yesterday, a little bit of a speed lean, I thought, for the most part. So take note, like a horse like Armando R. has to do all that work from the back. And got a little bit of a pace help up front. But, it wasn't real kind to closers, I thought, on the main track yesterday.
No, absolutely. Let's go ahead and touch and get right into this card in our first leg of the early pick 5, which is the claiming 20,000, going 5.5 on the turf. For the girls 3 and up, scratches in the 2, True Sunshine. Keith, you have the number 7 on top, and Pinois, a little girl. This is going to be Lacey Gaudette. Thais Pusina gets the call second time on the turf.
Now holds here at the 20, the key. This is the split condition we see this time of year. 3-year-olds and up, I should say the 3 and up, the 3-year-olds, the straight 3-year-olds, you can win more than 3. The other ones is restricted. So this is a 3-time winner.
Right.
Hence, take advantage of the condition. Look really good. This filly, goes first time here for Lacey. Fine off the claim. 2 for 2 versus the girls on the turf. That was the first Lasix on the turf last time. Got it done with a really good, comfortable inside-out trip. Let's see if she can hold form on the barn change. But I thought she ran quite well, had a little bit left in the tank at Pimlico. Price horse in here to use, maybe the 10, Forgotten Gift. There's a lot of horses that are really tough to separate, I thought, form-wise. You're gonna need to trip out here in the opener. We have a video of Forgotten Gift's last race over at Pimlico. 5/8 on the grass. It was the 4th turf start. Now, this horse hasn't board yet in all 4, but improved form here for the Frocks, Dave Naylor and company. This horse runs good. Has speed inside prompts. Has shown that speed the last couple races on the main track. I did not expect this effort, though, on the turf. Backed up, and watch this here top of the stretch. Kind of has to wait, loses a little momentum coming to the 16th pole. She's trying. She's giving effort. Gifted Gab right there. She's back again, second off the break. So we got a lot of horses to kind of look at here. But look at this. Stymied there, coming past the 16th pole, but picks it up again. She draws the outer post. She could get a stalking position in the clear today and bring a little finish at a little bit of a price. Take a shot there. 7-10-4-8, Melapanini B. Ran her best number, I should say, second off of a break last spring. She's a true closer against this group. So if things get really kind of contested up front, look for her to make that run from the back. And maybe even Girls House underneath is a price shot was caught wide every step of the way last time out.
That's how Keith sees it. 7-10-4-8 for Pino's little girl with the Gaudettes. And we go to race number 2. That does start that early pick 4. Keith, you have another $18 ticket for us. Number of the weekend for you on
Yeah,
your tickets.
it must be. Yeah. We'll take a look here. Yeah, 4-6 to get you going. Boxing Ben Irish Bandit going to be an awfully short price for Jerry Robin. No Guts, No Glory in race number 2. Race 3. 5 and 6. We got a little value here. Gift exchange at 12-1 on the line. We'll have some information for this one. This guy, I think, has got a little shot here to price. Race 4, 3 deep with the 1, 2, 3. Haint Blue, she's a Rolling Stone. Continental Congress gets a major assist with a scratch of Respectfully. The 4 horses out. Key scratch there in race 4. Wrap it up in the 5th. 2, 5, 7. Your price user in there as well. There's Trombetta again at a price 8-1, $18 for the early pick 4 ticket.
There we go. And let's start things off in this claiming 12-5, going 3/4 of a mile on the dirt for the 3-year-olds and up. Scratch in the 3. Open the books. Keith, you have the number 4 on top box, and Ben, Danny McKenzie, Jamie Rodriguez, morning line 3-1.
Yeah, just kind of bumping up in form. This barn's coming a little bit back to life as well. 1 for 18. That's usually not kind of a horse I'm going to take, but going to be an awfully short price is the 6, Irish Bandit. He's quick. I thought he was gone last time. He backed up again. He looks almost too good in here. He might just control it, go wire to wire. If anybody can kind of upset the apple cart, I think it's the 4. Just stalk and move into it. I thought the last race was okay. Sugar Steve was a dropper for Corrales with first-time Lasix.
Okay, underneath I Had Enough and Hampton Lane for Gina Robb, Nancy Heil underneath to wrap up your picks.
Yeah.
Just in that first leg of the early pick 4.
Yeah, the 2's maybe a little bit higher, but definitely a higher price, Rob. But turning back in distance, that 2-back sprint try, even a 3-back works for me to make that run a little bit from off the pace.
Race number 3 is a maiden claiming 45, 5.5 on the turf for the 3, 4, and 5-year-olds. Keith, you have the number 5 on top. Gift exchange. This is in the barn of Mike Trombetta. Michael Sanchez gets the call.
Yeah, this is one I kind of is like a little wake-up call. My man Vinny Perone was up in the press box yesterday, and he was looking at the form and thought it was yesterday or Saturdays, but it was. Yeah, I said, no, that's tomorrow, Vin. I like that horse a lot. So gift exchange, yeah. Here's a little stat for you for Trombetta. The last 3 years, turf to dirt, second career start, 6 for 24, 25%, 11 of 24 in the money. ROI 363. That's good. And just look at the family for this 3-year-old cart by Hardspun. A full to grade 3 stakes winner. That was on the synth, I believe. Spun Glass also won stakes sprinting on the turf. The other part of the family, you got a couple horses in there. Christmas Surprise stakes place at Del Mar back in 2022, going 5/8 on the lawn. It's turf. They wanted it in debut. I like how they kind of just kept things going. The race came off 8th, beaten 36. I don't think you're going to see that this afternoon. I think this horse is right. He's going to be up closer to the pace.
You talk about Lothario as well. You and I both have this one in our picks for Saranago. Kevin Gomez takes the call here. First time off of the layoff, but decent enough work tab leading up into this.
Yeah, a couple good numbers at 2, right? Towards the fall there, October. Code Name, that race has produced a winner, and Code Name stepped up. That was a McGahee runner to run a good number, like a 79 when close up in an A other than. So, yes, definitely a user. Should make that move from somewhere from mid-pack. Could be even a little bit closer come the 3/8 bowl. The 2, Elon, is our video spotlight horse in here for trainer Fennica Bentley. Trying to get on the board with the turf runners. That's been the issue. Not winning. They're running okay, but just can't get the wins there.
Right.
But this one runs big. Steadied at the half-mile marker going into the turn. We're going to pick this up here, just a little bit of a steady, and has to recover from there. Drops back about 4 or 5 out of it right there. Tap of the brakes, just a little bit keyed up. But I tell you what, finishing up through the last 1/8 of a mile, pretty good. Here we go, top of the stretch. And is going to work it out. 38-1 was all said and done. So I think this one coming back, a different kind of horse right now, going second off the break for trainer Fennica Bentley.
No, and Fennica Bentley, as of recently, 4 for 10 in the money second after the layoff. So enough to offer there underneath. Keith, you also wrap things up with the number 7 in Zingles King for Jose D'Angelo. Georgie takes the call on this one. Now, Georgie did have the double call between the 6 and the 7, and he did go with the 7.
Absolutely good pick up there. The numbers don't kind of jump out at you compared to Lothario. A little bit of a story maybe to get him on this one. Yes, finish it up well. A.G. Diamond came back to win out of that race at Tampa back in January. Number wasn't so good, but again, this one, if it gets a little flow, I think can make a run from the back. I'm not saying win it, but I'd like to see a little bit more value though than that 3-1. I would have to get more than that for this horse.
Fair enough. At 5-6-2-7
Yeah.
for Keith Fusel there. For race number 3, race number 4 starts that Rainbow Pick 6. And taking a quick peek at my ticket, I single in race number 8 on the number 2. And this is going to be, as I scroll down, this is going to be a Splendor Beauty. We're going to have a video spotlight on that Jamie Ness starter in a little bit later. A $28.80 ticket. I'll dive into that a little bit more in the afternoon when Mackenzie Pfeiffer and I guide you through the afternoon races. Allowance optional 40,000 here. We're back on the dirt, going a mile and 16th for the girls 3 and up. Scratch and the 4 respectively, big enough scratch. Keith, you go with the number 1 on top, but so do I. Haint Blue. Let's take a look at that last effort from Hammy Smith with Sheldon Russell.
Yeah, I don't know where this came from. I think it was lined at 12-1. I thought that was spot on. Got bet down to 6. Continental Congress is right back in it again here today for Trombetta. Was able to kind of go out and go free on the front end. Was a little keyed up early. It's a little bit difficult to settle, but did get settled and controlled it. But look at this run from Haint Blue. Made a good, quick run from the 3/8 to the quarter. Works outward and sustains under J-Rod. Now, J-Rod was supposed to be on, respectfully, scratches. We get Sheldon, right, still, as far as I know. And it's looking at these kind of races from Hammy when they just kind of pop up out of nowhere, especially at the higher levels, the optional claimers, they seem to kind of hold form. This filly, I'm going to give another shot right back. I hated to see the 4 scratched out of here. I was hoping for a contested pace. Love how she ran down a loose leader last time, so we might be asking for a lot here. But the last 3 years in the dirt, Hammy, 4 for 17, 24%, 9 for 17 in the money with these last out winners in optional claimers.
Okay.
344 your ROI. That's a good one. She's a Rolling Stone. No real excuse. You see the comment, aim, just kind of even late. I like this one back. Again, with the scratch of the 4, it kind of hampers her chances a little bit too. So I'm staying inside 1, 2, 3. It's going to be Continental Congress's race to lose again on the front end. She should be tough.
There we go. 1, 2, 3, 5 for Keith Fusel there in race number 4. Race number 5 is the late starts of the late pick 5, going a mile and 16th this time on the turf for the girls 3 and up in this allowance optional claiming 40 yet again. Keith, you and I both have the number 5 Charmed Way. This is in the barn of Jane Sibeli. Georgie gets the call on this one. Excellent comeback here to the Mid-Atlantic last time out.
Yeah, it was Barnes just trying to pick things up. A little bit of a rocky start here, okay, all the way we're 6 months through, but rough right now. But I think this barn will get going. Charmway Ruiz, hot rider. I mean, he's just getting live mount after live mount. He's putting on really, really good rides. But Charmway, I think, it was a slower flow last time, and that's kind of what got to her. Her 2-back race was really good against a better field at Gulfstream Park. The second-place finisher was just beaten in a Grade 3. Next to that was prior a Grade 2 winner. So salty group down there. Think there's going to be just a little bit more flow in here to set things up for this run to get over the top through the final 3/16 of a mile.
No, and you also go with the number 2 underneath and go big green for Kelly Breen.
Yeah.
Daniel Centeno. Let's take a look at that last out effort at Gulfstream Park on the 19th of April.
Yeah, pretty steady start. You look at the distance. I mean, 4 for 11, all in all for the turf, 5 for 16. Loose leader here, didn't get a whole lot of help. Had to be coaxed along to kind of hold position along the inside. Most of the race stays inside and I think finishes up quite well. A couple lengths she gains to this final 1/8 of a mile. 3-back number is good at Gulfstream. Yes, I think she's going to be forward enough against this group. I don't see anybody really running away early, so you might see her stay a little bit closer. Charmway going to have to do a little bit of work to get it done. 7's your value shot. Galilei, this horse second off the bench. A little firmer ground here. It might help her chances for Trombetta.
Trombetta on the turf, can't go wrong there as the way that barn has been going, 5-2-7-1.
Yeah, we'll touch on your one that you got in here real quick. Now, Union Rag's top side. This is Northern Glow for Brittany. Never tried the turf. Bottom side, yes. Love's Blush, 2 for 6, topped at an 89. Freightland tried the turf a couple times. Ran better sprinting, actually. Was a little even going long. It's the top side I'm a little concerned about. Union Rag is only 5% with those turfers.
2%.
But is that's what you get?
9 for 3 to 85 with the first-time turfers.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But bottom side, it's there. So would not be a surprise when you see these deeper turf families. You look a little deeper to pop up and run big. I'm going to key around the 2 and the 5 in there. They're going to be shorter prices, no doubt. I think that 7's my best value play in there.
Yeah, Trombetta, like I said, Trombetta on the turf, that's just a play that has been working out for a lot of people lately. So there we have it. 5-2-7-1. We'll be right back after this commercial for race number 6.
And we're off. Breaking early is history dating back to colonial times. The cheers tell us guided tours, farm tours, specialty tours are fan favorites. Up the rail, it's membership, adding a new element with benefits, free admission, exclusive events, and more. On the outside, educational opportunities from field trips to programming for all ages. Around the far turn, it's the Hall of Fame, highlighting racing's most accomplished participants. At the wire, it's the National Museum of Racing and Hall of Fame. Visit racingmuseum.org.
And we're back here for race number 6. No jackpot super high 5 betting in this wagering in this race. Also, but it does start the late pick 4 in this maiden claiming 45, going 7 furlongs on the dirt. Scratches in the 1, 2, and 5. Keith, you have the number 7 on top on the, no, not on the outside, without pretense for Bob Claceris. Forest Boys, decent effort last time out at Pimlico.
I think just hedging back towards the top, this race is impossible to me, really. I mean, I really can't hang my hat on anybody, but this one looks like it's cycling back. Yes, did ride the better part of the racetrack May 17th at Pimlico. Irish Hero, though, the key for me, came back to wire, went wire to wire that day. Big race yesterday, a 72 win, a game second on the step up. So I think without pretense could kind of find position. I couldn't tell you who the speed is in this 7/8 of a mile race. I'm not sure at all how it's going to set up. I'm just going to trust maybe in a little bit of the consistency of the 7. Car ride just got knocked off kilter. Wasn't really running much early. Pimlico maybe wasn't taking to the track, and then it got bounced around the turn. But prior efforts were good. 2 straight seconds, steady kind of progression. I think 7/8 should work for this Carlos Mencia trainee.
Lucky Prince and Skylar's brother to wrap things up for Flint Sites and Phil Cap.
Yeah, Lucky Prince ran a really interesting race on debut here. Up, back, up again, then caught wide. Was against the grain, so definitely give a little bit of a pass for that performance at Pimlico coming back here. Skylar's brother off a little slow, but did have the duel set things up to enhance that run. Maybe it was a little bit better than it looked on paper, but a protect move from the barn. Silent Roar here was entered and scratched at a much lower level. This is horse that's kin to swaying to and fro. Something might be going on. And, Hammy, when he goes and kind of gets these live riders, pay attention, So Robles is in here. I'm not going to dismiss it. It's a race I just don't have a great feel. Maybe key around the 7, but I don't think I'm going to go crazy in here.
There we have it. And 7-9-6-4. Keith goes in race number 6. Race number 7, we're back on the turf going a mile for the 3-year-olds end up in this allowance level. Keith, you have the number 6 on top. Portocolas, this is going to be in the barn of Grand Motion. Georgie Ruiz gets the call.
Yeah, and I think it just might have been the soft ground over at Pimlico. You looked at that race at Keeneland, really, really good. 11 horse field, just gets beat a zop. That winner came back to run an 88 in a 2 other than. Kind of made the early move betwixt and between into the turn, far turn at Pimlico, then got caught in an extended duel towards, I thought, the tougher part of the course, down inside when you saw Desvio come way wide. Even St. John's shifted further out in the course. This one right back here, yes, I think there it is, Ruiz Motion, deadly combination.
Yep.
Sits the trip, plenty of speed in here for this one to target. He'll bide his time and make the move. I think gets the jump on another horse that I definitely like in here is the 10, Vaccination. We caught this one last time. Came out of nowhere to get up for the dead heat, and we took it at 5-1 behind right there with Crabs and Beer. But look at this effort. Internals, 25, 50 and 2. 14 and change, walking the dog. Horses like Riccio comes back. He came back to win, right? Yeah, I think so. Yeah, and you got Crabs and Beer who returned to run huge over at Pimlico.
Party.
Yes, in the dinner party. Thank you very much. And look at this run. Vaccinate, still beaten. Callie, he's not going to get there.
I love this ride by Fergal so much.
There.
Stone cold.
Still ain't going to get there.
Stone cold. This was phenomenal. I love that.
I'm telling you,
love that.
we were up there in the press box hooting and hollering for the. We said we'll take the tie. We got the tie, so that was good. But definitely slew of flow in here. Definitely going to set things up for Vaccination. The 8 Missionary you have to pay attention to certainly. Nolan Ramsey's horse yesterday just got. Wide, 3 wide, 5 wide, made that move and just kind of flattened a little bit. Maybe even the shorten up would work for that one. But I think this one is a very versatile sword here. Has run some big races against the right kind. I think you'll see Torrealba take this one a little further off the pace, definitely, because I don't think he wants to lead against this group. You got a couple of horses, Fun Notion, Blame the Tux,
Talk
One
about
World
Chelonia.
Red Ride, a lot of horses that are quick. Yeah, Cheloni outer post, but a trier. Another one was kind of hampered, softer turf last time, second time back in the barn. I think you'll see some improvement for this 12 horse.
And we will go on to race at number 8 in an allowance, this time a mile on the dirt for the 3-year-olds and up. Scratching the 5, Trash Talkin' Larry. You have the number 6, Circle P, for Flint Stites on the outside with Ricardo Chappie shipping in.
Real quick, race 7. Didn't mention Mosler time. This horse has been great on the dirt. I question the move a little bit to the turf. But you got to look at the percentages with Lynch, dirt to turf. I mean, you got to trust in him. That horse is running very, very well. So let's get to the 8.
Yes.
Race 8.
Yes. The number 6, your top selection.
Yeah, Circle P. Man, I keep chasing this guy. Circle P. Lasix going on today. And I went back and watched that race, the rerun in the Sir Barton. He ran pretty good. I know he was 7th, beaten 10. He had a light steady early around the first turn. He got Poe inside, made a move inside to contention, was right there at the quarter pole when the real running started. He was trying maybe something, the Lasix is to tell here. Faded through that last 3/16. He comes back, good numbers, a really big number at 2. Now he likes this distance. I know that. I think he's got positional enough speed. You're going to see Splendor Beauty, Patient Capital, Jolly by Golly up there.
Yep.
Short field. And he settled better last time. The first time he had the blinkers, he was all over the map. Really tough to control. I'll take the shot. Final shot here that Lasix first legs just puts him over the top from off the pace.
All right, Jolly by Golly. You mentioned Hammy Smith, Victor
Yes.
Carrasco. Just putting in, we're getting back. We're getting back to better things here for this one.
Soft turf, throw it out.
Yep.
A good try sprinting, even though he had some trouble. I like the one-turn mile for Jolly by Golly. He ran really big a few races back with this move. Flow should be perfect. I think he'll track, and I think he's going to stay the trip here for Hammy.
Talk about another one that's potentially going to be not tracking a trip, but tracking the pace is Splendor Beauty. We're going to take a look at that effort last time out over at Laurel in early May on an off-the-track effort here for Jamie Ness.
Yeah, the comment early was snug rate inside. So at no point really did it look like this guy was a loser. Kind of makes this move inside, challenges, gets the lead, is going to edge away by 2 and change. That was the 30,000 down to 24, 2 in life. The 3-back try with the big number was good, but that was a 2 in life. Against some more experience. So, I mean, winners here. Tougher group, but we've seen these Nest runners off the claim to the allowance ranks jump up and improve.
Yep.
Numbers improve just a little bit. You can probably throw them in the winner's circle. That's your single, right, in your ticket?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And here's the Nest stat for you, everything we throw out
There
at
we
you.
go.
35%. He's
Ooh.
26 for 74, first off of a claim and moving from the claimers to the allowance with a positive ROI. 6-4-2-1. Good afternoon, Oscar. Would not surprise at all either. He's hedging back in the good form. Shorter field, but highly competitive. This should be a good race 8.
It
like
is. I knew I was going to be gutsy taking a single in that race, but there we have it. And we are going to wrap things up with this racing weekend in our finale here on Sunday in a claiming 12 at 5 going a mile on the dirt. For the girls 3 and up, Keith, you and I both land on Divine Romance in the barn of Jamie Ness, Jamie Rodriguez.
And that's live in the late double, right?
Right.
Yeah, I mean, you just look at the last 2 buyers. They simply kind of jump out at you, and I don't think she necessarily needs the lead. If La Semana Laura wants to go Fainers Fillets from the inside, but tough to deny those last 2 numbers. They stick out. Beating it 4-5 last time, going to be awfully tough right back. If things kind of go crazy up front and she just can't sustain, look for a horse like Closer to the Heart, stretching back out. Has run okay at this distance. Got a PT last time. We'll ride that inside-out trip again today with Robles.
And there we go. 8-4-3-7 there for Keith Fusel in the last race of the weekend. Let's dive into those picks just a touch more. Let's talk about that value play in race number 3 on the number 5, 12-1 Trombetta on the turf gift exchange.
Family. Full to spun glass. That's all I needed to see. You see some other ones within the family. No parts of the dirt. Back to the turf. You'll see a wake-up call here for gift exchange.
And your best bet is going to be a Motion Ruiz combination on race number 7, the number 6 at 3-1 Porcarolas.
Firmer ground, I think the key here. It really was gutsy. Made an early move on that softer turf course. Was on the worst part of it when it's getting in a long duel. Faded ever so slightly late. Yeah, sits a trip off of this speed. Gets the jump on Vaccination, who who I think will be very tough as well.
We talked about yesterday's racing in New York. We also wanted to touch on the Met Mile. Post time was a good second in the Met Mile against National Treasure. Keith wasn't comfortable. I wasn't getting any comfortable energy early on from Sheldon or this guy or Post time, but we see Post time just kind of being obsessed with that horse. To me, that's what I picked up. I think he just kind of zoned in on the horse right next to him and just kind of there's more to come from this guy.
He was really gutsy here to run second. Hoist the gold.
Hoist the gold. Yes.
Yeah, ran
Dale
really
Stewart.
big too. Yeah,
Yes.
I mean, got caught in that battle. National Treasure was just, man, he was
Too good.
on his game.
Yeah.
I mean, that was it. What a burial clunker. That's 2 in a row, I believe, for that guy. But post time, this is the best that he's faced. Okay,
Right.
and I can see what Sheldon was trying. He had to kind of keep him in the loop a little bit. These aren't the horses when they battle, they just come right back to you, right? So sometimes in those 7/8 races, he can kind of get that trip. He didn't have a ton of heart here to run second.
Right. No, I
They have to
believe
be
it.
proud of him.
No, definitely.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying he's green here. I'm just saying
Yeah.
we know how he is. He's a bit coltish. Listen, he wasn't going to beat National Treasure no matter what. But I think this performance makes me really excited to see what he's going to have in store for us later on in his career when he's got so much out of this race, Keith.
Yep.
But anyway, let's go ahead
Okay.
to the Belmont. Let's go ahead and take a look. Of course, Dornock, Mac. This was Mac's value play of the day as well.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Tremendous. Love it.
Yes.
Her in action. Annie must have had a
Exactly.
call in the morning. I
They
don't know,
must
little
have.
cup of coffee somewhere. I don't know where they were, but yeah,
Yep.
they got it done.
Oh yeah, no. So it was a great performance. I liked this horse for the Derby, but then I
Yeah.
just kind of pushed him off, and I certainly paid the price here.
I used them in some tickets. I kind of needed Sierra Leone second, but Dornock, Sayas, great ride, just kind of prompted. Got this horse to relax just outside of sees the grade, gets the lead, then gets past, and just dead game resurge in his mind frame. Maybe that was just
Yeah.
a little experience, going this extra distance, wandering about a little bit. Look like us sometimes on a Friday night, but
Yeah.
a little drifting around. But he
Yes.
battles back. You got to love the effort for this one. Sierra Leone, he kind of did his number again. Some issues out of the gate. He was laying in around the lane, straightened up and finished well. But he's his own worst enemy. It looks like sometimes.
He is, and
Yep.
I was looking the trip that he got here in the Belmont. That's what we needed Dornock to do in the Derby. But regardless, he's still got one of the jewels in the Triple Crown. So
Yeah.
just big congratulations to Danny Gargan, and it is nice to see Mindframe finish so well here for the good second for Larry. From coming from a Maryland bred.
Again,
Hi.
talking about that family, just another good notch there for that. So that was great, Dornock. That was impressive. Good effort battling back. That track, speed, but he showed a lot of determination coming back along the inside. And a really good pick by your co-host.
Yeah, there we
Mackenzie.
exactly.
Great job.
Yes, so there we have it. We will wrap things up here for this morning. It's been so fun having you guys. Thanks again, Keith, for joining me
You got
all weekend, and we will go to Dave Rodman for some more changes and scratches.
All right, good luck, everybody.